Hello, fourth graders. Welcome to lesson 4.7. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about measurement, and we are going to talk about measurement of mass. Now, mass and weight are pretty similar. Okay, when we talk about mass, we're talking about how much of something there is, right? Like it's very similar to the weight. So if you look on the left side here, right? A gram, when we talk about measuring in grams, okay, this is going to be one of our measurement unit. A gram is very, very light. So these items are about a gram, right? So a paper clip, that weighs about 1 gram. So you can imagine how small that is, right? A pen cap weighs about a gram. If you have 1,000 grams, you make up a kilogram. And kilo is a word part, is um, a piece here that means 1,000, right? And a funny way I like to remember it is, like, okay, so let's say you're playing a zombie video game and you want to blow up all the zombies. You want to kilo about 1,000 zombies, right? Kilo means 1,000. And these items weigh about 1 kilogram, right? So if you had a liter of milk, you might have one of these in your refrigerator. A couple loaves of bread together weigh a kilogram. 7 apples weigh a kilogram. The key idea here is that there you have 1 gram, and if you have 1,000 of those, then you have a kilogram. So right? When we talk about mass and weight, like I said, are similar. Mass is the amount of matter, how much stuff is inside something, right? So in a paper clip, that's a small amount of matter that doesn't weigh very much, only weighs 1 gram. You know, if you had 7 apples, that's going to weigh a kilogram. Okay, so we're going to use using kilograms and grams. Now, sometimes in the United States, right, and in England also are countries that were at one time with the in the British Empire. They will also use pounds and ounces for weight. Now, so you probably know how many pounds you weigh. Okay, the rest of the world doesn't use pounds and ounces. Only a few countries, including the United States. Everybody else uses grams and kilograms. And science uses grams and kilograms, right? All science is done using the metric system. Okay, in your kitchen or in your house, you probably have some things that measure in both grams and kilograms. If you zoom in here, right, on this dog food, you can see it gives you the weight in ounces and it gives you the weight in grams here. Okay, and a lot of scales can do the same, change back and forth between grams and ounces and pounds. So our goal here is to convert kilograms and grams. We've been in this measurement standard a lot recently, covering a lot of these topics. And now we're right here for kg and g, right? Kilograms is kg and grams is abbreviated with just a g. So let's take a look. This says Alex bought a box containing 30 kilograms of salt. How many grams is that? So you've seen these measurement scales before. So what do you think? Not just what's the answer, how would we use this scale to figure out how many grams are in 30 kilograms? Okay, so what we should have described, not just the answer. I hope that you wrote a sentence. 30, we look for 30 kilograms, which is here. We look across and we can see the answer 30,000 grams. Students collected rocks during the class geology study. Upon weighing them, they discovered that they had 2 and 5/10 kilograms of rocks. How many grams is that? All right, well, let's look here. So 2 kilograms, 2 and 5/10. That's like 2.5, right? So where would two be? Well, 5, 10, uh-oh. So that's not on there. So I'm going to think, well, look at this. 5 is 5,000. 10 is 10,000. And you can remember when we were doing liters and milliliters, the conversion here is to multiply times 1,000, right? 5 times 1,000 is 5,000. 10 times 1,000 is 10,000, right? Because we would cross off those 3 zeros and put them back. So 2 kilograms would be 2,000 grams. But I also have another 5/10. 5/10 is half, right? So if half of 1,000 is 500, then I would take 2.5 kilograms, and that is equal to 2,000, right? That's the 2, and then 500. That's the other half of a kilogram, 2,500 grams. All right. Let's look on our math journal here. Go ahead and open to math journal page 124. And what we have here, we have these 2-column tables, and you can see as we go through, we're multiplying times 1,000. So cross out your zeros. 5 times 1 is 5, and then put back the 2 zeros, right? 22 times 1,000. Cross off your zeros. 22 times 1, and then put the 3 zeros back on there. What would go in this box right here? Yeah, 22,000. Hey, over here we've got our 5/10, right? So we've covered this already. You can see 1 and 5/10 would be 1,500. Okay. Now, what I really want to get into is some of what we're doing here. So, first of all, let's take these questions one at a time here. How did we convert kilograms to grams? What did we do to convert those? K times 1,000, right? That's what we did. We multiplied times 1,000. What happens when we convert a larger measure of mass, such as kilograms, to a smaller unit? What happens to the numbers when we go from kilograms to grams? They get a lot larger, right? So, right, 7 kilograms goes to 7,000 grams. And then if you think about, well, what if we go the other direction? What if we convert grams to kilograms? What's going to happen to those numbers if we start with grams and change it to kilograms? That's backwards, right? So those numbers are going to get smaller. If we had 10,000 grams and we said change it to kilograms, well, then you're only going to have 10 kilograms. Now it's the same amount, but the actual numbers are smaller, right? All right, that'll be important as we look at some word problems here. Mr. Y will model this one here. The fourth grade class is moving books from the kindergarten classrooms to the library. Mrs. Mock's room has 7 kilograms of books. Mrs. Muckerhide's room has 8 kilograms of books, and Mrs. McDonald's room has 11 kilograms of books. How many kilograms of books need to be moved? How many grams is that? All right, so I'm going to first give my answer in kilograms and then give my answer in grams. So this is a problem. I can tell that we're putting all of these books together, right? We want to know the total amount of mass or weight moved here. So 7, 8, and 11. So I'm going to add those first, not times. 7 plus 8 is 15, and 11 more is 26. So what is this 26? Right? When you're doing word problems, you need to know what your numbers stand for. This is kilograms. If I want to change that to grams times 1,000, 26 times 1 is 26, and put back 3 zeros. 26,000 grams. So here's my answer in kilograms. Here's my answer in grams. Okay. All right, you help me here. Keegan's shoes weigh 1 kilogram. Sing's shoes weigh 2 and 5/10 kilograms. How much heavier are Sing's shoes in grams? All right, so here's your first clue. How much heavier? So is this an addition problem or a subtraction problem? This is subtraction because we're finding the difference, right? Whenever we have to find the difference, it's always subtraction. Now, this is a little weird. If you had 2 and 5 tenths and you subtracted one, right? Subtract one whole from here, right? Not from here. What do you think that would be? We haven't quite done some subtracting and adding with decimals, but let's throw it in here. Okay, you would have 1 and 5 tenths because you'd be getting rid of one whole from that 2. So, are we done? No, because that is kilograms. And the question asks us for grams. So, what would our actual answer be in this question? 1,500 grams. Don't forget grams, right? You got to label your answer so that, especially in these where we're converting grams and kilograms. Okay. So as we work on our goal here today, let's put that back up. We haven't seen that in a little while. It's disappeared. Oh, there it is. Right, converting grams and kilograms is our goal today. And when you get to the math journal problems on page 124, now I'm going to tell you about this. If this measurement scale helps you, use it. If it doesn't help you, don't use it. Okay. You can fill it in if you would like to, but what you need to make sure you do is to show your math problems here, right? And then be able to figure out the answer. Now, notice what you have to change your answer to. If you have to change it from kilograms to grams, or we'll multiply times 1,000. If you have to change it the other way, right, you can go the opposite direction. Right? Our goal here is to finish Math Journal page 124. All right, we have now been able to convert grams and kilograms in those 2-column charts and in word problems. If you have any questions, fourth graders, be sure to let me know, and good luck.